Everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and I hope you had a good weekend, first of all. And today we'll be going over the markets, looking at a few news stories, looking at the call of the day, looking at some charts and chatting with you guys as well. So I hope you've got your coffee to hand. And before we start, if you can go down that like button and hit the like button, crush the likes, and we can get started, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. That would be good. Channel is slowly growing thanks to the help of Rob, by the way, who's got his channel as well. I don't know if I'm allowed to kind of say it just now for Polish kind of subscribers, but I'll ask Rob first. I should have asked him this morning if I can kind of mention it, put a link in the description for you. If you're from Poland, he's got a Polish channel. That's Rob, one of our Brown admins. He's got his own channel. He's doing brilliant just now. So we've got a few new subscribers from Rob as well, which is fantastic. So if you're from Poland, welcome to you. Good to see you here. And if you're from anywhere in the world, obviously brilliant to see you here as well. Okay, this is what I've been doing over the weekend. I want to show you something first. And just show you this. So this has been my house at the weekend. So all the floorboards were lifted, office floorboards throughout the whole of the flat. Everything was lifted because they were getting a brand new heating system put in place. So that was us over the weekend. That's what we were doing since Thursday. It's been like that. So we've just got it fixed yesterday. Everything's back to normal. We're getting a new heating system put in place, new radiators put in place. They're all in and running and up and running and tested okay. So can get back to normal this weekend. I've been missing in action with the crypto in the premium group and the free group as well. So I'm saying back to normal, but the office is still a state, so I'm going to be doing that today, obviously. So that's where I've been, and that's why I've been missing in action over the weekend as well. Okay, I'm just going to see if we have anybody in the house. Who's in the house? Jump over to the chat area. We've got Stephen King in the house. Welcome to you. Gina Dahl is in. Welcome to you. Axel, Crypto Don Juan, good to see you here, buddy. Marcus Chafari, Mervyn Skidmore, Natasha Sakamoto, Donny Don Matthew, Stormkeeper B is in the house. Honest Stephen, all the crypto nuts. Honest Crypto Johnny is in the house. IoT Financial, High Plains Drifter is in. Justin Churchill, 9 months into my house renovation, I'm nearly done. I feel your pain. We're just getting started. We're just getting started on it, but it's all going well so far. Donny Don Matthew, Digitex gave a scare. Yeah, we'll talk about Digitex as well. Sensei Kikaman is in the house. Brundle25, Mitch Dieter is in as well. Welcome to you as well. Yeah, so Digitex, I don't know where they are just now. I think they crashed big time. I'm just going to check. And I watched the video over the weekend. They're coming back up now. But I watched the video of Adam Todd. So it went down to 321. So basically the video, if you've not seen it already, just type in the search apology video from Adam Todd and you'll find it, or just go into Digitex YouTube channel and you'll find it there. So Adam Todd brought out a video just saying they're not going to be releasing the exchange. It's going to be at least another 3 months because they're going back to the coding. Going to have to do their own coding again and work with their own developers. They did have a company doing the coding for the exchange for them, and it didn't work out. I can't remember the name of the company, but it just didn't work out at all for them. But being really honest, I wasn't impressed with the video. With Adam's kind of explanation, it was all about blaming the company, and there was no apology there. There was no apology. He did say in the video that he feels he's let down the kind of token holders and he feels he's let down the team, but there was no apology there. I think there should have been more done over the last few months just now, but that's just my opinion and I don't want to put Digitex down at all, and I hope they do well, and they've come back up from 321. They're now up to 852, but it's not something I'd be looking at again, certainly until the exchange came out, until they had a good exchange. But it showed what the exchange was like, and I think it should have been picked up well before kind of last week, sorry. But that's not putting anybody down. I just don't think it's been handled correctly. And I've been out of Digitex for a while, as you know. I kind of told you that. Kind of spidey senses just said, okay, time to get out. I told you that at the time. That was a couple of months ago. But a lot of people have made money from Digitex as well before it's even got its exchange. But hopefully they get the exchange in 3 months' time, and I do really wish them well. But it's not looking good at the moment for the price just now. So that was Digitex. So we'll check out Digitex apology video. Maybe I've got it wrong, but I just don't see a lot of kind of apology there to the token holders. He's obviously very kind of upset about it, but no, I wasn't impressed, if I'm being honest, with the video. And I know there's a lot of supporters there, and I know I kind of spoke about Digitex a lot because I was excited about it. I thought it was going to get BitMEX. I thought it was going to kind of bring them down, and everything that's kind of happening over at BitMEX as well, with the price spikes at BitMEX, which I just don't see how they're getting away with. But it's not to be, certainly at the moment. Oscar Ray, Digitex Futures, another crypto too soon by the dust. Nobody going to trust him moving forward. I wouldn't imagine so, Oscar. I can't see it. Would you still invest in Digitex after the plethora of F-bombs dropped in the video? If I'm being honest, Brundle25, and this is not to say that it's not going to work. Okay, so when I got out of Digitex is when I seen Adam doing the presentation. I don't know if you remember the presentation he done at one of the kind of conventions, the crypto conventions. He was kind of doing a presentation. It doesn't seem that well prepared at all. And then he done a video, and he was dropping kind of F-bombs right, left and centre. And I thought, this is not a CEO. He should have had somebody doing the videos for him. He should have somebody kind of speaking on behalf of Digitex, somebody that's a better communicator. And he's good. His passion comes across. Adam Todd's passion comes across about what he's doing. But essentially, to me, he's like, I don't know, one of the kind of the Wall Street traders in the 80s, very aggressive, very manly, very alpha. And he likes that kind of hard man image, that kind of image that he's got, the alpha image. He likes that's not the image of a CEO of a major kind of company that's looking to kind of bring down $1 billion company such as BitMEX. I just think he should have had somebody else in the forefront. My opinion, totally. But that's not a CEO for me. But obviously the knowledge is there, which is fantastic. But I'm not saying he's not the CEO, but he's not the kind of the face of a company. I don't see him as the face of a company. And I think, I don't know, if narcissism is kind of in there a wee bit as well, where he wants to be the face of the company. But if he's looking to kind of drive the company and move it forward, he should take a step back, run the company from behind and put somebody else in front as a communicator for the company. But I don't think his ego will allow him to do that. And that for me was a big step back. And for me, I thought, well, I'm going to bow out here. And I told you that a couple of months ago when I got out as well, my thoughts on that. A lot of people didn't agree with me, and I'm sure a lot of people are not going to agree now, but that was just my thoughts on the matter. Gordy Boy is in, Crypto Knowledge Alliance, James is in, good to see you, buddy. Kukla is in this morning, crazy weekend with Digitex, it was. Digitex future CEO went on a complete professional rant, guy looks more like a greasy slick gangster than a professional CEO. I wouldn't say that, to be honest, but I can understand your sentiment, especially if you're invested just now. Mervyn Skidmore, house renovation 14 years in and we're still finding horrors. I think ours was built in the Wombles, by the Wombles. Kig is in the house, good morning to you. B, no trades for me this weekend. Let's get a green week. Hopefully we can get a green week. Gary Stewart is in. Compared to Garlinghouse, no comparison. Mac Pollen is in, Crypto Knowledge Alliance. IOTA news is great for adoption in general, in my opinion. Yes, so we're going to be looking at that as well. That's the kind of Jaguar news that we're seeing coming up. But first, we'll take a look at Crypto Bubbles. Crypto Bubbles, where are we just now? We are just making sure we are. Right, okay, so just making sure we're in the hour charts. We've got Miota up 4%, Dent down 4%, KCS, which is KuCoin shares, down 2.62%. just now. Ravane down. So it's kind of mixed. It's 50-50 just now, I would say, in the red and the green. I would say it's kind of more red. It's more leaning towards the red side just now. We'll look at over the last 24 hours. And again, it's still a mix. Miota obviously up 19% on the Jaguar news. Mona is up 11.69%. Ode is up, or Odom is up 15%. Maker's up again. KuCoin shares, ETC. Aurora Coin down 8%. So we'll just look at the overall charts just now, but that's the kind of bigger picture. So it's kind of 50-50ish just now. So we'll look at the overall charts and we'll just see what's happening here. So coin market cap, $171 billion. Remember last week we were at $185 billion. So we've lost $14 billion over the space of a week. Bitcoin is down to 5,308 aggregated price. We'll see who the winners and losers are. Iota, obviously, we'll look at that in a second. Odom is up 15%, Monocoin 11%. That's the three in double-digit greens. So we have around 20% in the green, 80% in the red. Ontology down 7%, Wax 6, Dent 6, Aurora 6, and a lot of the other ones down in the low digit kind of reds as well. Okay, we'll look at the overall markets. We've now got 2,140 cryptocurrencies on CoinMarketCap. So, over 10,000 volume. Who's done the best over the last 24 hours? Social Coin is up 295% on 41,000 volume. Not a lot of volume, but still volume. Dow Coin is up 137% on 60,000 volume. Alpha Token, we've seen this coming up over the last few live shows that we've done. The Alpha Token is up and coming, but has still only a market cap of 287,000. It might be time to look at that. We kind of took a brief look at it last week. It might be time to have a look at that. It keeps on going up, 107%. It's up over the last 7 days, 175%. QReddit is up 94%. AI Chain is up on 106,000 volume, up 69%. What's the other low market caps? Torque, 1.3 million market cap, 15,000 volume, up 50%. Could be worth having a look. Traceability up 35%, 1.5 million. Crypt Trust, 14,000 market cap. That could 1,000x and still wouldn't be that high. Up 35% on 11,000 volume. Put $1 in, get 1,000 back, if it went up 1,000x obviously. So we're looking for these hidden gems, that's what we're doing here. MMO Coin, 169,000 market cap, up 33% on 59,000 volume. And mainstream for the underground, we've seen that a couple of times as well. That seems to be not a pump and dump, but it seems to go up and down very quickly. Up 31% on 432,000 volume, that's really good. And it's only 46,000 market cap. So there are some amazing bargains out there, but you have to do your due diligence. And I'm speaking to a couple of people just now. There's a couple of brilliant people in the group as well who do a lot of research into the hidden gems, and they've told us about a lot of coins before they've really kind of hit the top. There's a few. Alex 420 is in the group, and James, our very own kind of admin, is in the group as well. Crypto Knowledge Alliance, you might know them as. They do amazing kind of research, as well as Crypto Don Juan was one of the first ones as well. So a big shout out to you three, to be honest. You've looked into these kind of hidden gems and you've found a lot of hidden gems for us. So what I'm looking to do now is find out how you find that kind of information and have a set procedure for doing research for hidden gems. So it'd be brilliant if we had a set procedure like the DARE reports from Crypto Briefing. That would be good. It's very in depth and it would take a hell of a long time, to be honest, but it'd be brilliant if we have a set procedure for that as well and just bring out a hidden gem report. So that'd be really quite cool. But yeah, a big shout out to kind of Crypto Don Juan. He was the first one I kind of really spoke to about the hidden gems. and Alex420 has joined the group as well, and Crypto Knowledge Alliance, James, one of our brilliant admins, and everybody else in the group as well. They find there's a lot of hidden gems. I think PG in the group as well is looking for hidden gems, and loads of other people. So sorry if I've missed out anybody, but we've got some amazing people in the groups just now as well. Okay, that's that. We'll just jump back to the chat. Tim Gash, good morning to you. Sensei Kikaman, Digitex just confirmed me even more to be confident into Metum, building the product slowly and surely, not any big marketing or hype before there is something to market properly. I like Metamorph just now. I don't know where they are just now, but it's just holding for the long term. It's just one of those that you are holding for the long term. Well, I'm holding for the long term. 86 just now has been up to 191. It was touching the door of 191 again, but I'm not too worried about it. I did put a couple of thousand into this, so I've got about 377,000 or something Metamorph. So it's one of those ones you just say, okay, I'll hold it for a year or two, see what happens with it, and if it goes up, it goes up. If it doesn't, it's not a huge hit, although it is a big chunk of money. But it's not a huge hit. Crypto Knowledge Alliance, you think Digitex being up 70% is trader scalping on natural regrowth? I think it's trader scalping, to be honest. I really do think that's trader scalping. I don't think it's natural growth. I don't think it's based on fundamentals or any news coming out. I just think it's scalping, just hitting at the bottom. Because if you got in a 321, and you're thinking, okay, this is going to be the bottom. If you go on at 321, bought 1 Bitcoin worth, your investment is now worth 2.5 Bitcoin. So I think it is scalping. Sergei Dobraninski, what do you think about Cosmos Atom that was listed today on Binance? I was speaking to James about that, Crypto Knowledge Alliance, last week. Kind of looked into that. I didn't have a lot of time because obviously we're doing a house. So we were speaking about that last week, and he first brought it to kind of my attention and everybody else's attention as well, in his group and my group as well. So I don't know too much, a huge deal about it, but we'll just have a look at it just now, because I've seen it has been kind of listed. Let's see the website. It's Cosmos Network. So this is the most powerful ecosystem of connected blockchains. So this is about interoperability and bringing everything together, and I've spoken to James about this. I actually got mixed up with Atom and another one as well, but we'll not talk about that. But yeah, it looks good. It looks good. I don't know too much about it, as I said. I've not done a deep dive on it, but this could be a good one. I've seen it on, if we look on, and we just go to here, the way to find out if a new one is getting listed, you just click on any one. If you went to kind of ADA, for example, you can see Atom there. It says down 25% and it says undefined, but Atom is being listed. Well, it looks as if it's been listed on Binance there, but I don't see any news here. Where is the news? And I've just missed it. No, I don't see anything there. And it's just given a 404 error when you go onto that as well. But yeah, that's a way to see if there's anything being listed or anything being tested as well. I've seen a couple of tests as well being done, looking at coins. Just when you go into the likes of, you just type in there ADA and you see other ones coming up there. So that's just a wee trick to use, but it's rare and few and far between that you're going to find things. Cryptodon1, I'm in. Let me know we can set something up. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. It was just to really what I'm looking for, and what we're all looking for really, and I was speaking to James about this as well, it's having that set procedure and just saying, okay, this is what we need to look at, this is what we need to look at, and it minimises the risk of finding these hidden gems, because a lot of the hidden gems, if we're being honest, or what we think is hidden gems, are just going to be ones that's not got a product out there. They're hoping that they're going to bring a product out next year or something. That to me is not a hidden gem. A hidden gem has got something working just now, and it's up and running, it's working, it's scalable, and so just getting something together. But it's going to take time, But it would be good if we had that and we can just do a hidden gem report or something and just give it out for free to everybody. I think that would be good because you find them, DJ, you find hidden gems, you find a load of hidden gems as well. I look for them as well. That's how I found BAB and kind of other ones like that as well. That was a brilliant investment to start with, but then when it all fell down. And the difference between the ones that we've chosen just now and the ones that are working, the difference is the ones that have chosen, they've went up like BAB, like Digitex futures and stuff like that as well. They've not had a product, but the promise was brilliant. The promise was amazing, but they've not had a product out yet. And then where it's fell down is the product itself. BAB, they don't have a license yet. They don't have the app yet. They don't have anything like that. So there's no product there. There's nothing there. Digitex futures, the promise of a brilliant exchange that was going to bring down BitMEX, there's nothing there. There's nothing there just now. They kind of brought out that video, obviously, over the weekend, but there's nothing there. So if we could find hidden gems that had a product, that had the promise that we look for as well, that would be so much better. But it's difficult to find those, and I know you do find them. You kind of James asks for 20 PG as well. There's a load of people really kind of looking into the hidden gems. It'd be great to get together somehow and kind of work on a set procedure for researching. Crypto Knowledge Alliance, let's team up and make a plan for this hidden gem review. We could develop a strat. I think that'd be brilliant. I think together we could do really good stuff. Everything together sounds great, says Crypto Don Juan. So yeah, I think we should kind of talk about that. And anybody else that wants to kind of chip in as well, I think that would be really good. Darius Souza, what do you think of Elastos or Blockport? Love Blockport. I've been in it for a long time. It's another exchange. The competition is huge for the exchanges, for the dexes, for the exchanges, for the centralized exchanges. And dexes aren't really kind of dexes as in decentralized. A lot of them are still not decentralized fully. But Blockport I do like is one of them. Elastos I've not looked into deeply. Yeah, I think we can do it. Teamwork. Yeah, I do believe that, DJ. Okay, I'm going to look at Bitcoin. Where are we with Bitcoin? It's just kind of dropped. So it's 5162 just now, 5,162. So it's dropped about $20 in the time we've been on air just now. I need to see where that goes. Where's the BLX? I'll look at the BLX. 5225 it is at the moment. Now, when you look on the daily, the drops, they don't seem that big. Obviously, we had a drop here from 4,212 down to 3,754, nearly a $500 drop. We had another drop here, again $500. We're still on the daily, we're still above the 50 EMA, which is good. I'm just going to change this and take out the volume, the EMA, and we'll look at the MA. And that's the VPR. So we've still got this crossover. We've not dipped down below that. We've still got that just now. There's a new story out today kind of looking at that as well. And I don't know if I can see it just now. Is it this one? So, will Bitcoin complete the double bottom pattern, or has the bull run actually started? So, thinking about this chart, we see this. Talking about a double bottom being round about 3,200. So, this is a news story from AMB Crypto. So, Bitcoin collapsed by 9% on almost all exchanges when the Bitfinex and Tether news broke out. However, on Kraken, the price fell as low as 4,300. Based on past data, it can be assumed, with a pinch of salt, that there is a possibility of the formation of a double bottom pattern, as it did in 2015. So we'll have to look at this 2015 chart. And does it go back? And we'll just go back to 2015. So what they're talking about here. So this is kind of 2015, January 2015, it got to $162. And it was really here, round about this level, say $200. It kind of started moving up, and it went up $318, then came back down again. So this was a crossover. This was a golden cross. So it crossed over July 2015, kind of went up about 50%-ish or something, but came back down to its low again before moving on up. So this is what they're talking about. So they think it's comparable to 2015, and they're thinking, okay, it's crossed over. Is it going to go up and cross back down over, go down to 3,200 and then go up again? So they're looking at history kind of repeating itself. That's what they're looking at. So they've got a scenario here of this is the bottom one at 3,200, goes up to over 6,000, comes back down, then goes up again. Or they've got, and this is the 2015 one as well, just looking at bottom one, goes up, comes down to bottom two, then it starts to move up from there. And they're thinking that could happen again from here. So I've looked at the death cross and the kind of golden cross as well. So we've had the golden cross. Could it go back down? Of course it could. Of course it could go back down from here. It's just no saying what could happen. So I'm not a big believer in history kind of repeating itself as such, but we have to go by kind of historical charts, because other traders use historical charts, and this is how we find out the charts in the first place, because of history, etc. So it's not forward looking, obviously, it's looking at history. But to me on the daily, this is a good sign. So if I was looking at any other, Bitcoin's a wee bit different, but if I was looking at any of the other coins and projects, and I seen the daily crossover and it hadn't done it for 3 years, that's an extremely bullish sign for me. So any other coin I was looking at, and it's kind of crossed over after not having crossed over in 3 years, that would be extremely bullish. For me, we're still bullish territory. And for me, we've not hit a bear market. For me, if you look at the weekly, and I keep saying this, if you look at the weekly, that is not the chart of a bear market. That is a chart of a slight correction before going back up again. So we are not in a bear market just now, to me. We're definitely not in a bear market just now. And we've never been in a bear market. So that's, if you look on the weekly, you have to kind of look at the macro and then go down to the micro and see what's happening there. The trouble is we tend to focus on the micro, on the day-to-day things. That's the trouble. And that we get caught up and embroiled in this emotional turmoil of Bitcoin and crypto markets on a day-to-day basis, where we just took a step back and looked at it from a macro level. And same with the crypto market without Bitcoin. So this is the alts market, and we'll just look at that. What's the alts market done? Look at this on the alts market. That is not a bear market we're in just now. If we look on the weekly, we've gone up from, was it 205 million? So 200, I can't even see what that is. So talking about the millions figures. So 71 billion, is that? Wait, 732. So 71 billion we are just now. That's up from 145 or 1.4 billion, all the way up. And we're just coming down. So this is a correction to me, if we look on the weekly. So look at things on the macro first, then go down and you get a perspective on where everything is just now. Could we come all the way down to here? Highly, highly unlikely that is going to happen. And because of all the cryptocurrencies out there, first of all, and because of the knowledge that a lot of people have gained, and because more and more people are coming in as well, that's highly unlikely that we're just going to drop down to these levels, 2015, 2016. Cannot see that happening at all. So that's the charts with BTC. We'll just look at what's happening over the weekend or over the week. This week, Howdo are coming out with it should be today actually. Howdo are going to be releasing today. I don't know if there's any news about that actually. I've not checked this morning for Howdo. Network launch of QuantStamp, and that's for tomorrow. Mainnet launch for Quark Chain coming out tomorrow as well. Token swap for Zilliqa. Public testnet for Fetch AI. It's coming out. Over 100 dApps supported. CyberMiles. USDT Tron airdrop on the 30th of April. Tomorrow, mainnet token swap, Walton Chain, Engine Coin, Alter Bears release. It's coming out. DEX mainnet launch tomorrow for Binance Coin, or for Binance. Release Nebulas Nova 1.1 for Nebulas, Time Eubank, 4 major upgrades tomorrow as well. That could be good for them, for TNB. tomorrow as well, launch NAP Store. So the NAP Store is coming out for Nebulas, time trading platform for TNB, Aeron membership program, IUSD stablecoin launch, 200 million token burn per singular DTV. That could be good for them as well. So have a look out in that, or a check out in that as well. Funfair, improved KYC integrations. It's not a huge fundamental. Stellar, website redesign, not huge. AI, everything summit. Euro and GBP trading pairs for Bitcoin and 6 others. That's for customers in Europe, right? So Ethereum meetup for Seller Network. Seller Network's just doing terrible just now, but there's no doubt it's going to double at some point. You just can't catch the bottom just now. QLC airdrop, QLC chain, decentralized KYC for Waves, Endless Dapathon Live is for Atmos as well. 1 second. Right, I thought I was getting mixed up there from before. So that's the news that's happening for Binance projects over the next week or so, but they didn't have how do in there. Why didn't it have how do? I'm going to put it to, I can't do the 28th. Strange. Next 7 days. It's not got the how do, unless it changed, how do changed it for some reason. Now I'm just going to check it. How do. I'll take that out. All upcoming events. It's not in Binance. That's why. That is why. Because it's not in Binance. So how do, yeah, I'm very pleased to confirm that we'll be launching how do on the 29th of April. That's for today. Because I had the filter in for Binance. And probably somebody's saying that in the chat area just now, going, "You muppet, it's not on Binance." Okay, we've looked at that as well. Small caps, we've kind of looked at small caps that we've been talking about. Digitex, Metamorph we've looked at 86. The other ones we've kind of looked at is BAB, what BAB doing, and Ethereum down to their all-time low, literally their all-time low just now. I really don't know if BAB is finished or not. I honestly don't know. I hope not. Blockport, we spoke about that earlier on. I really like this. It's way down just now from its recent highs of 4,128, 1,729. Still like Blockport though. Still staying in it, so I'm not really bothered about the price of it just now. AdBank, still like AdBank, but I have to say, AdBank's kind of premise is the same as what Brave are doing just now, really, and it's built into Brave as well, where you get rewarded for letting them show you adverts. That's what the AdBank were doing as well, and it's a big thing for AdBank. Although I still think they could do extremely well, AdBank, and they've got product out there. They're doing partnerships, slowly working in the background. I think for the long term they could do really well. XTRD, I haven't really looked into them for a while. And I remember speaking to the CEO and said, don't look at the price for a couple of years because it's not nothing's really going to happen, and nothing's happening with XTRD at all. Vouch for me, I don't know how they're doing. All-time low. We're close to their all-time low at 94 Satoshi. And BitDegree is one we kind of looked at as well. All-time low as well. There's another one that I really like the look of, and this is where a couple of people have spoken about this, and I've looked at it before as well, but it looks really, really good. It looks really good. I'm going to show you just now. It's Travala, Travala.com. And Alex420 has spoken about this. I checked out before as well. I think DJ has spoken about it. I don't know if James has spoken about it as well, and a couple of others as well, but this actually looks good. They've got working product, they've got partnerships. I keep getting emails from them just saying, updating that they've got 15% off for the hotels and this specific hotel. So the marketing is good, the email marketing is good. So I really, really like this company, Travala.com. And the more I look at it, and I'm thinking, yeah, should I just put a big chunk of money in here and take money out of the XRP and ADA fund and put it into here, and then when it does go up in 10x or something like that, even if it 10x is only at 60 million, it could do really well. But it's obviously longer term, but I think Travala could do really well. That's a wee hidden gem. Okay, we looked at Bitcoin. We'll complete the double bottom. We don't know, obviously, but we're looking at that. Okay, this is new. Jaguar testing Iota rewards for drivers. Miota shoots up by 11.6%. So Jaguar Land Rover is testing a smart wallet using Iota. If launched, vehicle owners would be rewarded for sharing driving data and could pay for tolls, parking and charging for electric cars using the cryptocurrency, according to Reuters on April the 28th. So Iota is a distributed ledger that, unlike Bitcoin, which leverages a blockchain data structure, uses a directed acyclic graph. So that's DAG. We've heard of DAG before. We've spoken about that before as well. To achieve scalability and high transaction throughput. The crypto is often lauded as a solution for Internet of Things IoT applications. So on April 28th, Reuters reported that Jaguar Land Rover, a British multinational automotive company owned by Tata Motors, is testing an Iota-enabled wallet at its engineering base in Shannon, Ireland, where the Jaguar F-Pace and Range Rover Vela are being fitted with the software. The company has yet to announce a release date for the software. So this is really good news for Iota, for the crypto space as a whole, not just for Iota, but for the crypto space as a whole, that companies like this, and we're seeing more and more of this as well, and this is just another example. So Jaguar and Iota join hands. This is another news story at livebitcoinnews.com as well. So I'll put the links as ever in the comments for you. So this could help, again, with mass adoption as well. Imagine somebody buying a Jaguar F-Pace or something like that, and they kind of find that app to kind of share data and get rewarded in cryptocurrency. Then what they're going to do is search, and it's just going to bring about more and more people coming into the crypto space. And that's what we're looking for. Okay, from livebitcoinnews.com, E-Trade claims it will soon permit crypto trading. This is E-Trade, investment and trading firm E-Trade Financial Corporation has announced it's very close to adding cryptocurrency trading to its long list of abilities and services. So will crypto be more legit is a question here in this kind of story. It's possible the company realizes how much money is at stake in the crypto space, which has amassed a market cap worth several billions despite the consistent drops over the past 15 months. The company says it will start by adding Bitcoin and Ethereum trading for users to enjoy. This could potentially lead to further legitimization of the crypto industry as it meanders into standard financial firms. Now, this is another news story that we're seeing more and more of as well. And again, this is good for mass adoption. We're nowhere near mass adoption yet, but it's good for mass adoption, getting more and more people into the crypto space as well, and more people researching crypto. The more people that research it, we're going to get more intelligent about researching and investing in crypto as well. So this is a kind of Wild West just now, and in the Wild West you're getting a lot of these 200, 300, 400, 500, 5,000% increases. It's not going to happen when everything, when we get mass adoption, we get more research about, we're going to get rid of the shit coins, so you're not going to get those 5,000%. And so this is why it's good for trading just now, although you can get burned a lot as well. Okay, I thought this was interesting. Prominent investors are sure the Bitcoin bottom has been established. So this is from Willy Woo. I don't know if you've seen Willy Woo on kind of Twitter. So what he's done, he said here in the tweet, and I'll show you the tweet. I surveyed notable influencers, analysts and traders for the probability that the bottom is in for the bear market. Here are the results. So Woonomic are saying 95%, which is Willy Woo. He thinks 95% will hit the bottom. 90% for Jespow, that's the Kraken founder, 90%. Analyst, Arjun BLG, 90%. Novogratz, that's Mike Novogratz, 85%. And if it goes further, Eric Voorhees, Shapeshift founder, 85%. Nick Carter, 85%. Travis Killing, 85%. So we'll go all the way down. And we've got a couple of them. Lucid Investment, that's the Hyperwave channel. That's Tone Bays. It was not Tone Bays specifically, it's his kind of cohort as well, his sidekick, I can't remember his name. Can't remember his name. But he thinks 20% will hit the bottom. Vinny Lingham, 30%. Benzin is a trader, 39%. Trader YouTube post, Tone Vase, 40%. That's actually higher than I thought for Tone Vase. OG Trader, Peter L. Brandt, 50%. So he's sitting on the fence basically. And Carpe Noctem, 69% hit the bottom. So a lot of prominent traders and investors think we've already hit the bottom, or there's a good chance we've already hit the bottom and we're going to start hopefully a bull cycle. That's that news story as well. G20, I'm just going to look at this. G20 prepares to regulate crypto assets. I'll look at current policies. So this is a G20 summit that's coming up on June the 28th and June the 29th. And they're going to be obviously talking about kind of crypto. So there's 19 members in this. The country, the European Union, guest countries, a number of international organisations are going to be there as well. And they're going to be talking about crypto regulation as well. And it goes on in this article. It's a long read, but it's good to see what various parts of the world are doing just now with regards to cryptocurrency. For example, Asia, currently Bapepti is developing an ecosystem for crypto assets markets and exchanges with aims to protect crypto asset customers. West and Central Asia, currently there's no regulation directly targeting crypto assets in Saudi Arabia. However, SAMA's current mandate allows it to assess financial institutions' exposure to those assets and supervise their operations. Africa and Oceania, there are currently no specific laws or regulations that govern use of VCs, virtual currencies and RSA. It follows therefore that currently no compliance requirements exist for local trading of VCs in RSA. So lots of people around the world, lots of countries and lots of different regions around the world have different regulations with regard to crypto, and we know that US is heavily regulated, heavily manipulated, whatever word you want to use. For now, or they're looking to heavily regulate it with the SEC coming out with all these stuff. And I think America could get left behind here, to be honest. Binance Chain launch sees developers and entrepreneurs reconsidering Ethereum. So last week, Binance announced the launch of Binance Chain, its native blockchain platform that will facilitate the issuing, exchanging and usage of digital assets. Apart from the fact that Binance Chain opens a new world of possibilities for cryptocurrency projects, the BEP's protocol on Binance Chain also shows some significant difference between Ethereum's ERC20 protocol that currently dominates the crypto space. So it goes on to talk about this, and I thought Binance could do really well from this as well, obviously. It goes on to talk about this and how a couple of others have moved over, Mithra and Red Pulse and Phoenix. We've got the Atomic Wallet on there as well. And will it lead to other people looking at kind of Ethereum and either come off Ethereum and go on to Binance Chain, or look at Binance Chain and stick with Ethereum? I think Ethereum could do really well, and I'm thinking we'll just look at the charts here for Ethereum, see how they're doing. They're going to their low again. We'll look at Ethereum USD. So $163. So they kind of broke out of that ascending triangle, and they're using that as support. You can see that we spoke about this last week. This is why I've got the triangle in there. So it broke out of the ascending triangle and it's now using that as support. So I think this could be a base for Ethereum going much higher and going over the $200. And I think that's going to happen. Still think that's going to happen. And I think it might be time to accumulate Ethereum as well. Okay, that's a lot of news in there as well. I'll just go back to the chat area just now. VeChain is my gem, not hidden though. A great partnership, superb price just now. It is a really good price for VeChain just now. I'll just look at that just now. VET, BTC. Yeah, it is. It's got long-term support. We spoke about this as well. It's got long-term support at 104. We're at 112 just now. So for VeChain, I think that is definitely one of those kind of long-termers. Even a short-term bounce is going to happen as well, I think, for VeChain. But even if it goes lower, it's one of those coins you'd say, okay, I don't care if it goes lower because I'll just accumulate more because you believe in it for the future. I think it's one of those coins, and it's not been totally discovered yet. I just want to see what the market cap is. 332 million. Just now for the market capitalization. In a couple of years time, that's going to be nothing whatsoever. 332 million. but I think it's definitely a long-termer. Donny Don Matthews, Steve, with all the USDT FUD, do you think selling into BNB would be a smart move? And I also expect the BNB token to head higher. I still expect the BNB token to head higher. I do still expect that. Obviously, I bought it as well, but I'm out of BNB now. BNB, that's USDT, so look at the price. So we're at 426. Just now it did get as high as 4. When it came back down, 464. It went back up to 464. I got out and got into ADA and XRP. Just accumulated Cardano and XRP on that, so I need to get some trading money again as well. But I took the opportunity to get into Cardano and XRP again as well with the profits. So that was good. But I do expect it to hit that 500,000 mark soon. I would love a Hidden Gems channel. Would be awesomeness with mature people. Awesome sauce with mature people. I think we could incorporate that into, and I know James obviously has got a channel as well, Crypto Knowledge Alliance, you might know him as. He's going to do more with his channel as well. So we could all kind of do something on our own kind of separate channels. And I know a couple of the other people have not got their own channels, but they might bring out their own channels in the future. So we could do that together and just give away kind of free reports or something on kind of hidden gems. And I don't know how that would work, but if we've got a consensus of how to kind of research, I think that would be a really good thing for crypto as well. So you could do your own research and just say, okay, follow this set criteria. You have to look at the team. You have to go into LinkedIn, see what they've done in the past as well. You have to kind of look at the use case. How do you look for a use case? How do you know if it's good or not? And just come to a consensus about that as well. You have to look at the price. You have to look at markets. You have to look at kind of what they're doing, possibly got in the future, the timeline, and just look at something like that. I think it would be really good if we had something like that going. Miota, Jag is a great thing. Mervyn Skidmore. Now if we can get Audi and BMW to reward drivers for using indicators, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Gary Stewart, what are everyone's thoughts on forming a pump and dump group? Definitely not. Definitely not, Gary. I don't think that's the right thing to do at all. I think we've got enough stuff going on in the markets without kind of looking at something like that. We don't need to. We don't need to. iQuant, look up that exchange, Steve. Tron trading at $3. iQuant. What you can do, if it's on iQuant, we can just look at, because I've seen that comment before. I think it was in a group. Tron, markets, price. iQuant, $1.31. And saying 70 million volume. I don't think that's true. On USDT. Cannot see that at all. So the volume now puts a second. And the exchange itself is, no, I don't see that at all. So I can't see that being right. I can't see that being right at all, Gino. Brundle25 went to Blockchain Expo on Friday. Excellent. Had Dell, SAP, IBM in attendance, and a company called GG Coin that was trying to move prostitution onto the blockchain. Prostitution onto the blockchain? Surely not. Crypto and blockchain need to drop the sleaziness. They totally do. They were giving away free GG coins. That's unbelievable. Why would they let anybody into an expo like that if they were doing that? Richard Cooper, in late, so liked and back to start. Brilliant, Richard. Good to see you, buddy. Natasha Sakamoto. Gary thought about it, but a noble one. Right, I see you're talking about the forming the pump and dump group. Yeah, definitely not. I've got my Bitcoin stacked and stored away on my Nano, ready for the rocket. Excellent. G-Slick, hi to you. Aloysius is in, good morning to you. A Telstra is in, good morning to you. See what your thoughts on Veritasium. Cliff I was pretty big in it. He was big in it a couple of months ago. I've never looked at it for ages, and since Cliff High, to be honest, because I like Cliff High, despite his kind of wackiness and wooiness. I still liked him. I still like to listen to him. 29 million market cap, $13.91. It did get as high as how much? $474. But was the price in BTC was 3.18 million. It is now 262,000. So about 12, 13 times off from where it was. But I've never looked into it. 4 months since he was kind of talking about it. G-Slick Travalo looks good, Steve. I like them also. Yeah, I do like them, I have to admit. I've been onto the website and stuff like that. So it could be a really good one. Justin Churchill, have a look at Quant Fury. Currently doing its private sale, but as a trading platform, it already has circa 28 million daily volume. Quant Fury. Just have a look at this before we go on to the coin of the day, or the call of the day. So that's the exchange, Quant Fury. Is it Quant Fury? Right, I've obviously got it wrong. Veritasium. Did you buy the fastest? Or I've missed that. Where's Quant Fury? I think I've spent... Did that disappear then? Tyler Jenks, that's the guy I was meaning. I dominated airbag in my chips bag. That's the guy I was meaning for Lucid Investment. Tyler Jenks. I missed that Quant Fury there. Right. Veritasium, missed it. Did you buy it the fastest? G-Slick. Always has to get that in. You got into Ethos, Steve? What are your thoughts on it? I got into it ages ago, in and out of it, to be honest. Pundy charts are the same. They're not really moving. They've moved up to about 13, 12, 13, I think. But they've not really moved at all. There's no big... Oh, that's Justin Churchill. Have a look at Quant Fury. Currently doing his private sale. Ah, right, it's doing his private sale. That's why it's not in there. I will look at that then. I'll take a wee look. Like button smash, time for a coffee. G-Slick Travalo looks good. Right, I've seen that, sorry. So scared to download and try the Brave browser. LOL, been months now and I'm still not... Oh, it's brilliant. I'm 100% on to the Brave browser now. So I still look at my Chrome. I still look at Chrome for the passwords just to transfer over all the passwords. So I've still got that. But Brave, I love. It's much quicker as well. So I would definitely try it out just to test it. Brave browser, good, makes a massive difference with ads. It gave me 20 baht the other day, good for tipping bloggers. Yeah, it is really good. I won't use anything other than Brave browser. I got over $100 just in browsing and BAT token, it's awesome. I think I've only got about $1 worth just for browsing just now. I'm doing something wrong, obviously. Been talking about LTO way before Superman. LOL, I like LTO. LTO, we've kind of... Yeah, I've seen that as well. A lot of people talking about it as well. I think it was you in the free group and a couple of others in the free group as well. So 3.5 million. And Superman did a video, the top 10, I think he did was it top 5 or top 10? Top 5 I think he done the other day, and he put LTO in the top 5 as well. But they did have a big run up, and they were a market cap of nearly 10 million. Yeah, 9.8 million. Now got a market cap of 3.5, so it could be a good time to look at that again. Markets, Bitmax, liking Bitmax as well. And Dcoin, Hotbit, Bilaxi, IDEX, Hotbit, Trade.io. Social, 7 hours ago, April 23rd, 20th. So they do update their social. Something projects really need to think about, and I don't understand why they don't. Because a big thing a lot of people look for, or maybe it's just me. James is in the house. Hey up. Is that James, our admin? And you changed your name? But James, if it's not you, welcome to the channel, James. G-Slick CV charts. I'm going to look at the call of the day today. So I'll look at that. We'll look at crypto bubbles for the hour. See if anything's changing. If anything, it's going red. So it looks like we're turning red over the last hour. So what happens in the micro tends to happen, it filter up to the macro, so we have to pay attention to this. So we're going red at the moment, according to crypto bubbles. But the call of the day today, we'll just look at is Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic. So I've called this in the premium group today, and I think I've called it 106,800, 106,800. So I'm calling it here officially at 1072. So 107,200 for Ethereum Classic. That's on a weekly. We'll look at it on the daily. So on the daily, you can see 3 rising candles there on the daily. I think we've got obviously got a strong support round about the 100,000 level. So we've got strong support here. We've seen kind of hit the bottom already. So that was a bottom there. And so we kind of look and just go back to its history. We've hit the bottom there once. Then we kind of went up, kind of came down, formed a support round about the 108,000 level. Kind of went up from there. Last time I called it, and a lot of people made 30, 40, 50% the last time I called it. And it came right the way back down. So we've hit a double bottom from here. And I think we're going to go back up for Ethereum Classic. And I think we could get a good 20-30% on Ethereum Classic. So that is today's call of the day, Ethereum Classic. And you've seen the other calls of the day. We've made a good few percentage points, although a couple of weeks ago we've done, I think it's 5 call of the days in a row every day. And obviously then the market just changed totally. So I didn't do any calls of the day for about a week. So I'm back into the calls of the day just now, and I think Ethereum Classic could do really well from here. So it's hit a double bottom, could bounce from here, and on the 4-hourly chart it's just going to cross over. Looks as if it's crossing over. Oh no, 1 second. That was another one I was looking at. So the divergence is kind of coming closer together. So on the 4-hour, why is it not shown on the 4-hour? Because that bounced up. I don't know if that's showing it down. Look at it on the hourly. Was it on the hourly I was looking at? It was on the hourly, sorry. It was looking as if it's just going to cross over. So what happens in the micro obviously starts to happen in the macro as well when we kind of look at it from that point of view. So I was looking at it on the hourly chart, sorry, not the 4-hourly chart. Looks as if it's going to cross over. The divergence between the 70 EMA and the 50 EMA is getting closer together on the daily as well, and the 4-hourly. And it looks as if it's going to cross over on the hourly, so it looked quite good from that point of view. Double bottom and could bounce up from here. So we need to wait and see what happens with Ethereum Classic, but I think if you set a stop loss just below here at possibly 99,000 or something, that could be a good kind of get out for you and could safeguard you. But you could also, the potential for return is really quite good, so the risk to reward ratio is good for that one. So that's today's call of the day. Now, crammed a lot in today. Right. So LTO, we kind of looked at CV charts. CV I don't think I can see on here. Can I see CV BTC? No. So I'm going to have to go to CV BTC. Car vertical, there we go. So car vertical obviously is at close to its all-time low. We've got an all-time low of around about 7 Satoshi. So we've got that as a base for 7 Satoshi for car vertical. So if you were going to go into car vertical just now, obviously where you put your stop loss is around about 6, but it's at 9 Satoshi at the moment. So if you're to put your stop loss at 6, obviously that's 33% loss. But it would be worth putting it there instead of kind of putting it at 8 or 7 or something like that if you're going to go into it big time. And the risk to reward ratio could be really good unless the fundamentals have changed. Now I don't know about car vertical, the fundamentals, if anything's changed over the last couple of months, but it could be really good. And it's one of these ones that could easily quite double within a couple of hours, easily double. So you could go in, put your stop loss in, and you can't automatically put a kind of an order in to kind of sell at 18 or something if it did double. But if you put your stop loss in at the same time, you can't do that on Binance. Oh, it's not on Binance actually, so you might be able to do that on other ones, but I don't think you can. So you just have to keep an eye on it. But the risk to reward ratio could be good on car vertical as well. James, I'm not your admin, I've just taken my surname off for privacy. Been here for a while. Ah, right, okay, James, sorry about that. Crypto Knowledge Alliance, I'm going to be attending the charity boxing event in London end of June that Howdo are sponsoring. Does anyone fancy a meetup there? Excellent, so that's an open invitation for everybody. I'm meeting in London at the end of June. So we could put that in the group as well. Obviously you have it in your group as well, James. Put in the group to see if anybody fancies a meetup down there. I don't know what I'll be doing actually. So I need to look. So that's an open, and that's a brilliant. I think it's going to be good for us to meet up as well at some point. We're talking about it with the admins as well, and it'd be good to kind of get a meet up somewhere. I don't know, in Scotland, in England, Wales, Ireland. It doesn't matter. So it'd be good to get a meet up at some point. Justin Churchill, Quant Fury on CMC, quantfury.com and app out. Brilliant. Thanks for that. I kind of realised when you'd said it was still in private. So yeah, definitely look at that. Brando25, I met Annie Alexander, formerly from Bab at the Expo 2. Only had good things to say about Bab and Rushdie. Excellent. Looking to register for Blockchain Summit in June, where Rushdie is speaking, so hope to meet with the man himself. That's excellent. Stellar Mooning. I'll get out of that. Excellent. BTC. Is it? I'm off. Safe trading. Have a good day all. B, thank you very much for joining me, B. I know we're a wee bit late. Lawrence Matthews just joined us. Good to see you here. James, I've been keen for a meet-up. Manchester is the middle ground. It would be the middle ground, yeah, between London and kind of Glasgow or the north of Scotland. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I think I've covered everything. The news, crypto bubbles, CMC, small caps, Binance coins. Not look to Binance coins. I'll just see who's doing well. Iota obviously is up 22% on Binance. PundiX 13. We kind of spoke about PundiX, not really moving. It's just shifting between 12 and 13, 13, 14, or 11 and 12. So it's not really moving that much at all. So there's not that many. There's only one page in the green on Binance, so it's turning red. Crypto bubbles, one last look. Yeah, it's definitely turning red. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for today. Hopefully you have a brilliant day, whatever you're doing. Just be careful in the crypto markets. And until tomorrow, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes. The ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.